August 16th, 2021, 6:11 a.m. I've been at the screen for about 45 minutes or so. I did take a short trade in here and for a full loss, -9. In hindsight, not the best because the push here, the trigger here, was not very deep into this demand. Short term, I would say it was a better long to come up through this area, but the context definitely I thought was stronger for the shorts, especially with a lot of this untested liquidity to the left. There was a lot of bar lows there that could be taken out, and we can see that those were all taken out here. And then we had this demand push here and a very strong reversal, and now we're looking at coming down and testing and taking out the overnight lows and possibly lower. All these blue lines, we have liquidity here below, so if I can find a setup here, I will be looking for a continuation trade down through the overnight low, and possibly here in higher time frame we see we have all of these bar lows. This low here is low here, and this untested point of control back from last Monday. So we're also kind of in the lower side of this range, a little bit in balance here, but I would definitely expect to see a test of these lows here. We came down on this last after this, basically $10 V-shaped reversal here, and we didn't take this low out, and then we have some untested demand here from this kind of this origin of this move here. So that's about $4 lower here. We could definitely see prices back down there on kind of this more TPO looking profile. We are kind of chopping around in this balance and consolidation, or the lower side of this area here. So definitely would expect we will see a test of this 67, and that's kind of where we are right now. I am short here, 67.05, after we took out this demand here. So my expectation here is that we are going to push down lower and take out the overnight low now here. And my target will be down into this 66.76. I'll be looking to manage it pretty tightly below the overnight low, but it was a really great entry here after this push here, and that's where I entered back up. So really about as good of a price as I could have gotten on that trade. Pretty aggressive being how volatile it is here, but it's looking like it's going to be pretty good, and we could see a pretty significant flush, so I might hold it. We'll see as soon as we get into that 20 tick range, though. At the 85, I will be looking to manage it pretty aggressively. But I guess, like I mentioned, all of these bar lows here we could easily see down to the 70, and we could see this 59 even go. So all of this really could go. So we'll see what happens when we flush this overnight low. But looks like volatility is going to continue. It's definitely been very volatile, and we can see my trade here. So, and it looks like we are going to test this low here, and my risk is off now, being that we pushed down below this low. And we'll see if we can finish this off. I'm going to be, like I said, managing it pretty tight on a push of this, a flush of the overnight low, because that's 85 is my 20 tick target. See what we can get. There goes the 80. There goes the low. So now I'm going to lock in 20 at the 85. See if I can run this. Oh man, I just got a huge flush down through, I don't even know, I think I had it around 70, and that is just a beautiful trade. Sometimes I'm a little hesitant I had it at 63, so that's where it got taken out for a plus 42. Wow, what a trade. I think that I could have had it anywhere in, to take out all of these. That's why sometimes I'm hesitant to have it too close to where, if you do get this these kind of flushes, but that's, we haven't quite taken out that point of control, but all these lows went. Really cool to get in on a monster trade like that. I mean, those don't come along very often, but like what I was saying is that it's a good idea to have plenty of room on the dome in case you do get a really large flush like that, because I didn't say that it was likely, but I mean, it really set up nicely for all of these bar lows to be taken out. And if we do have a large time frame buyer in here or a seller, they're going to run, either way, they're going to run these lows to soak up all of this liquidity. And then we'll kind of readdress what happens when we come down to this point of control. But this would be an overall longer term target, the 39, where I would expect to see price tested. But anywhere in here, we're likely to see a reaction. We can see buyers coming back in anywhere in here. And we can see here, I had on the dome, I had dragged it down before that flush, that big flush down to 63. So that was a 42 tick trade on that one. And then unfortunately I took that -9, which was not a real good trade. In hindsight, I'd like to go back over that a little bit to see kind of what went wrong there. I mean, I definitely could have seen we had increased volume on the flush of these, on the push down on this low tick, and then a nice little demand push. So could see this actually being just as good of a long trade, but my context was short. So on this push down, this supply push, I kind of had told myself that, well, we took out this demand, but we really didn't, because this area is likely to hold even on the long trade. And then common as to what you'll see, this is just all kind of just a breakout, fake out type style. Demand comes in here, and then we sell off again. So now here's that area that I was talking about, that point of control. So that's even been taken out now. So I mean, we could really see prices all the way down. I mean, a lot of this is fairly weak. Next stop would be anywhere in here. Possibly this low volume node around the 66 round number. But man, what a run that was. Beautiful, really nice, beautiful to get in that. And likely, even if I had held through this at the 45, we came all the way back up to 61, so I likely wouldn't have held through all of that. I would have been locking in profit on that trade. But from my exit at 63, we really had no pullbacks all the way down to 45, so another 20 on that if I would have just had some kind of target in there. But yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm not going to complain. 42 tick trade is one of my best in a long time, so that's great. So I haven't taken any more trades yet. I missed basically all the long opportunities off of these lows. I was trying to get something in here and 100 tick rally without any pullbacks. And then we came back down here and found buyers in this demand again. So at this point, I am trying to find a trigger and just couldn't quite pull the trigger on anything. This high tick here kept me out of any longs. Kelly took a real nice win in here. And so for me, the issue is that I was seeing this as a kind of as a major flip zone. So this area in here, and then this high tick, I was thinking that I lost a little bit of the context idea for the longs, and so I mean that's okay. But I saw this as kind of trying to buy in this area at the very top of the range was problematic, and he kind of saw it as likely to have the break up into the 67 round number, which I totally understand. But then I saw this as, okay, well, we have this high tick here. This is kind of a major flip area after a 100 tick rally, and then I just kind of talked myself out of it. So my context, I was definitely long, but just didn't have anything that I was real comfortable with. And then this was the last last try for the long, and I didn't take it. I did try a long here at 85. So this had this little small test, final test down into value, and then a nice demand push here. But the issue was it rocketed, and I didn't. I got no pullback, no possibility. Came back to 90, and I was trying to get in here around 86, 85 with a stop down here below the range and these lows here. So it's okay. Probably going to be done for the day with that. Only 2 trades, and I'm sitting at 33, up 33. So could have been that's a great day. I'm real happy with that. But with the missed opportunities, and that would have put me well above that. But it's okay. So I'm just going to watch here, being that we're kind of pushing back up into this supply here, and after such a strong rally. I mean, we're sitting at 67.38, 65. I mean, so yeah, 160 ticks off the lows. So never did flush those lows. So I don't know if that was somewhat of a mistake as well, to have an expectation of a flush of these. That's probably too long term to be worrying about that too much. Just need to be paying more attention to what I am seeing and what's trading in front of me. And so, especially after this rally here, shorts were definitely off the table, and buyers were definitely in control. So I am going to try a little counter context short here, and this is going to be it for me for the day, regardless of how it works out or not. I had we had this high tick here, nice little supply push here, and then came up and then put in a little bit of compression, and then now I was just filled at 72, and we'll see. Looking to just see if we can get this to break down through this low volume node. I'm going to manage risk pretty tight here, above 77, 78, and we'll see. And this is definitely a little bit risky, but it seems like we're getting pretty heavy up here, coming into some supply as well here from the pre-market. So we'll see. This is the moment of truth on this trade. Just had a small little spike higher. Hopefully that is just a little shakeout, but it's make or break right here. Definitely need to flip this last buyer that we just found, and if we can get a little push, it will be good. I just got taken out. I put my stop above this 77 so I took a -7 there, and that's unfortunate, but I thought it was worth a try. I'm going to call it a day. This trade was a pretty good example of, well, for one thing, there's just no volume left at lunchtime in New York, so it just hit my target. So a good example of a little bit of a trade mismanagement. No reason to really put a stop here at 79 is where I was taken out here for -7. Really should have been up here at about 85, which makes it a little bit of a bigger stop than I wanted to take on. And now here's this breakdown. And so 58 was my target at this low volume node, but we could definitely see this. We've tested all the way down to here, so anywhere in here would also be good. So unfortunate to take a loss, -7, and have it go to my target with just a little bit better management. So that's 2 losses on the day, 1 win puts me at +26. So that's going to do it for me.